Hello, welcome to Ruckosaurus Rex, the channel where we discuss and review all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals. And today we have, as promised, the start of the trifecta, which, by the way, may turn out to be a fiver, but I'll get into that momentarily. We have from PNSO a new Tyrannosaurus. No, this is not Wilson 3.0. An entirely new entity we have here. We've got Cameron, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it's decidedly different from the Wilson we knew, or know, if you will. And this is a new museum line product from PNSO. As you know, the museum lines are a bit pricier than the standard PNSO. This guy's coming in at $75. I managed to catch a sale from AliExpress. That's where I got mine from for $63. So that was more manageable. I spent about $63, whatever, on museum line from PNSO before. So that was it made getting this guy a bit more palatable, if you will. You see what we got going on the front there. Got an image of the model itself, and then you see right there by the model there is an image of a skull. That's what's included with this set. I think I would rather have a base like they used to back in the day, but I'll take what I can get. So, yep, there it is. As far as the rest with the museum line, it is a slide type of packaging. So you've got just the PNSO logo there, Dinosaur Museum, Cameron the Tyrannosaurus Rex, 135 scale, and it's repeated on the other side. So enough about the box. PNSO's museum line figures always come with a boatload of posters and what have you. All of their models come with posters and info books, but the museum line takes it to the nth degree, and you get this entire this whole just it's a folder basically, and you get an info booklet of Cameron the Tyrannosaurus Rex and Tyrannosaurs. So they're going to have a bunch in here. So that's pretty cool. Got all kinds of information showing illustrations of the model close up, the legs, the forelimbs. So yeah, then you've got pictures probably of all the posters they have in there, and they've got them all framed up and ready to go. So that's what you have there. And of course, we've got whatever that's supposed to be, and then a whole bunch of posters. We are not going through all of these because that'll take forever. You see, we've got posters, and more posters. We'll do a few, but we will not go through all of them. You have my word. Here's a of another Tyrannosaur. This is a Zhangguanlong. What else? What do we have here? Look at that. That looks crazy. That's a Tyrannus right there. Very, very nice. And you've got other critters there. You've got some prehistoric mammals feeding on something. Pterosaurs. Volcano in the background. We'll do one more, and then you get the point. Here we've got a Daspletosaurus. Yes, indeed. Definitely a Tyrannosaur, but more importantly, one of the more closely related Tyrannosaurs to Tyrannosaurus Rex. So we're going to set this aside and continue on with the accessories. Of course, all the bipedal dinosaurs PNSO puts out comes with a stand to help them keep standing, because even though they normally begin standing well, they will warp over time, especially in the summertime, which we're in right now. So I advise you to use the stand. And then, of course, the accessory that came with this particular model, a replica of Tyrannosaurus skull. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same skull that's found in the American Museum of Natural History. We'll take a closer look at it. And as you can see, PNSO did a great job of replicating the way the skull looks. It even is you see that it even has the it's basically deformed from being compressed all those millions of years, but it looks pretty good there. It looks just like a fossil. So it's a nice little curious piece to have. And now we've got the main event. We've got Cameron, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, on our rotating base, giving you a 360-degree visual of this new Tyrannosaurus Rex model. And looks very good. You see different pose, things that stand out, that's different from Wilson, and we will do a comparison a little later. The scales are more subdued. When Wilson 2.0 came out, it was purported to be, by many, the best Tyrannosaurus Rex on the market for the last 2 years or so. And but it did have a caveat. A lot of people felt that the scalation on Wilson 2.0 was too pronounced. The scales were too large, too big. He looked too bumpy, too scaly. This version, Cameron here, looks a lot sleeker, and the scales are there, but like I said, more subdued. And yeah, it's pretty good. Let's get Cameron off of the base to get a closer look. And here we have Cameron in all his glory standing before us. Like I said, he's looking pretty nice. The first thing we'll do is get a measurement. I already know what it's supposed to be, but just for the sake of the review, we'll take the measurement again. And from you guys' vantage point, this is coming in at about 14 inches. To be precise, it's 13.8 inches long. A little bit longer than Wilson 2.0 was. And it's funny because Wilson 2.0 was a little bit shorter than the original Wilson. So yeah, this model, when you do your calculations based on 1/35 scale, represents a 40 plus foot long animal, about 40.25 feet long, which this Cameron is based off of Sue, the famous, probably the most famous Tyrannosaurus that we know. And this particular model is based off of Sue. Pretty striking. Let's get close in and take a look at the skull. That's what we always do. And here we go, looking at that very nice skull. I tell you, you've got the keratin snout there, darker. You've got what's going on with the ridges right down the line. T-Rex has got the crests above the eyes, and then looking straight on. Can't front on that binocular vision there. He's got the gold eyes with the black pupils. Looking cool, as always, with PNSO. They don't believe in lips on their dinos, and Cameron is no exception, as there are no lips. You see his teeth hanging out of his face, so to speak. He's got the articulated jaw, and it goes down pretty nicely, pretty lengthy. Looking at those teeth, they're painted nicely. Looking in the mouth there, he's got the nice wet look. The connecting tissue on the jaws for the articulated jaw looks pretty good. Look at the top, and of course, PNSO's attention to detail. The ridges at the top of the mouth there, the nostrils leading into the mouth are there. If you can see that right there, you could go. So it's pretty nice. And yeah, that's our Cameron right there. He's, PNSO is notorious for their rather drab coloration, but I have to speak on it because there are people that would prefer, that like to see uh, some of PNSO's offerings to be a little bit more robust, brightly colored, some flavor. But quite frankly, it doesn't bother me. I am a believer that large animals aren't brightly colored, so it doesn't really bother me. I think it's more realistic. This is a 40-foot friggin' probably 8-ton animal back in its day, so it's not going to be brightly colored. It was also a predator. So I mean, what do bright colors tell you? Hey, hello, my next meal, I'm over here. You may as well start running now. That's what bright colors say to me. Anyway, enough of that. Speaking of the coloration just going down, you see Cameron is basically a brick and orange type of brown color for its base. And you've got striping going on from the top and of course along the sides. You've got it gets lighter there as you go down to the belly, and then you look at the forelimbs. They got them nice and small, not as small as Tarbosaurus, which Tarbosaurus has the smallest arms of any Tyrannosaur. They're just only slightly larger than any Abelosaurid like Carnotaurus. You've got nicely painted claws there, and soft underbelly going on. If you look close, you see what I'm talking about when how nice and subtle they've got the scalation going on, and you have folds in there too. Nice folds there around the neck because Cameron's head is slightly turned to its left. As you can see right there, pretty nice. Going down the hind limbs, very strong, robust legs. You see those bird-like feet and the scoots going down there on the toes. Some nicely like brownish gray paint for the toes. Looks pretty nice there. Looking down below, you see the skin, the folds, the pulling of the muscles as the left leg is stepping forward. And you look at the tail. Very nice long tail, as Tyrannosaurs are known to have. And then looking at the top, so you can get so you can appreciate the striping. So you've got that, and we'll turn to the other side and go back. You see we've got it going on now. That right leg where he's pushing off. Look at that foot there as it is stepping off the ground. Looks pretty nice. Look back there. You see that dew claw. Very, very nice there. You see the stretching of the skin as that leg is stretched back. And then of course there's the other forelimb, and then of course back to the head. And yeah, that's our boy Cameron. And so you can get an idea of the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex compared to a human being. I've got my 1/35 scale human right there beside Cameron, and you can see what time it is. Very big boy. And here, as promised, we have Cameron side by side right next to, almost snout to snout, with Wilson 2.0. They're in different poses. It's not like Cameron is towering over Wilson. That's not what's going on at all. In fact, let me move Cameron back there and turn Wilson around to get them more of a side-by-side comparison for you to see. Move him up a little bit so he's not totally covered. And yeah, there you have it. You see the two of them looking very nice. They have enough similarities to be able to you're able to say that they are the same species with the striping. They're just lighter. Wilson 2.0 is more lightly colored, as you can see. But I'll move him up, you see the difference. You see the scales, how pronounced the scales on Wilson is, and then you see how subtle they are on Cameron. And like I said, Cameron is a little bit longer, but than Wilson, not by much, not even an inch. But when you're talking about these scales, I believe Wilson 2.0 comes in at about 39 feet if you were to estimate its size and convert it into, a real life animal. But yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. Let's get them one more time for a portrait shot there. There you go. You've got Cameron and Wilson 2.0, our resident Tyrannosaurus, two of the best on the market today. And I had to go there. We do have fossil evidence that Tyrannosaurs engaged in face biting. So with these two, hey, why not? And you know I had to do a size up with another PNSO museum line, and of course rival probably the two most well-known the greatest rivalry in all of dinosaur lore. We've got Cameron, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, right there with Doyle 2.0. This was PNSO's second offering of a Triceratops, also a museum line. And yeah, that's what you have here. Doyle, they may have to do a 3.0 or come up with a new Triceratops also, because this is also rocking the highly pronounced scales. So I don't know how people felt about that. And of course, it's got the crazy long horns, which is accurate by some accounts. Most of the time, you don't see a Triceratops depicted with horns that long, but we've got them that long this time, and these two size up perfectly, totally in scale, 135 to the fullest, no bullets. This is great, and yeah. I mean, you can now have, they can double date. You could have Cameron and Doyle 2.0 and have Wilson 2.0 and the original Doyle together if you wanted to play that game. And here we have a final shot of Cameron, the Tyrannosaurus Rex by PNSO, the museum line. And I've got him on one of the two rebore bases that are, generic. They're just bases. You could use them with any model or figure that you choose to. And yeah, I figure that this is definitely this base almost looks as though it was made for Cameron. Looks very nice right there. So yep, that's exactly how we're going to fade to black with this particular review. As far as the model itself, Cameron, definitely an excellent offering by PNSO. They've toned down the scales, which gives the model gives the animal a more a smoother look. The accuracy is of course top notch. I'm not going to speak on the whole lip versus no lips thing, whether or not that's accurate or not, because we have a faction that believes that dinos had lips, and then we have a faction of which PNSO belong to that believes that they don't. So I'm all good either way. I've got dinos that have lips and dinos that don't. The Rebor Kiss. I've got Kiss, I believe. Yeah, Kiss. They came out with a pair of T-Rexes. They look their exact same sculpt, just different paint apps. One has lips, the other does not. I've got the one that has lips, since all my PNSO versions do not have lips. So I figured I'd just, do it that way. And they claim that's 1/35 scale, but it's not. It's larger. It's definitely larger. And that one seems to be based off of Scotty when you look at it. Anyhow, we're not talking about the Reborn T-Rex. We're talking about Cameron. The accuracy, the size is there. It's definitely in 1/35 scale. It's got the articulated jaw. Pretty nice. The coloration, some people would want their model to be a little bit more brightly colored. I'm fine with it the way it is, as I'm in the camp that large animals were not all that colorful, especially if they're hunters. That it's just a dead giveaway. That's how it goes down. Yeah, that's probably about it. That's all I've got to say about Cameron. It's very nice. Oh, I won't end it there. I had stated earlier that PNSO is they're going through giving you a multitude of dinos that are from the same family, if you will. They did previously with Carcharodontosaurus. We had gotten another updated Lucas, the Giganotosaurus. We got a Maposaurus and a Meraxus gigas. All are Carcharodontosaurs. And then right after, we got this guy, and following behind Cameron, we've got a Lythrinax and a Displetosaurus, which I do have on deck. So, be on the lookout for those reviews. The word is out too that we're going to get an Albertosaurus and a Gorgosaurus. That's the rumor, and I'm kind of leaning towards believing it because the Lythrinax is numbered 70 and the Displetosaurus is numbered 73. So we've got two missing numbers, and the rumor has it that we're getting two additional Tyrannosaurs. So I'm here for it. I know a lot of people would like for PNSO to change it up, especially with all the theropod love. But having said that, some of the other companies, How Long Good, Rebor, they've been handling business on the herbivore side, and we're getting we're also getting busy with sauropods, and even more than that, better than just sauropods, they're true 1/35th scale. We've got Diplodocus and we've got Apatosaurs, and I've got them on the way too. We've got Whole and Good has been doing their thing with ceratopsians, Pentaceratops, a what's the other thing that they have? They have a Pentaceratops. They've got they just came out with the Pachyrhinosaurus, and I ordered that today, so I'll probably get that sometime next week, maybe the week after, depending on how they do. But yeah, Pentaceratops and the Pseudoceratops. So you'll be seeing reviews of those two coming down the line too, and definitely of those sauropods I spoke of. So I've been away for a while, but I'm now back in the saddle. We've got some exciting things coming on, and I'm glad you guys are here for it. So one more look at Cameron, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and shout out to you guys. Thank you for hanging with me, and until next time, take care.